Hello and welcome to B&D. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the little bell for your notifications. Hello and welcome. And this is part 2 of my date, my Bigo date. And as we left off last time, we decided to go for a walk down the seafront, which you need to know Irvine and how it is laid out. They've got like a harbour area, and it used to have where they had the big swimming pool, but that got closed down. So there's like a walk path, and then there's a bridge, and it goes to like a big underground, like arched thing that you can't get to anymore. But you can walk straight down, and you come to the beach, and really it's about probably a mile, if that, or close to that, somewhere around that. For me, no problem whatsoever. So he's walking along, he's holding my hand. With There was loads of people out. If you know the weather on the 1st of June, it is sunny and it is warm. I'm warm in this dress. So this is all I had on, was this dress. So we walked down towards the seafront, and he was holding my hand all the way. We stopped off and we sat about halfway down, and I said, "Well, we can have a sit down. There's no rushes, So we had a sit down, and of course he smokes, something I really I'm not keen on, because my dad died of smoking, so smoking isn't good. So I don't. And so he sat downwind, so he knew I wasn't, so he sat downwind so the smoke wouldn't go in my face. He sat really close to me. Then when he was smoking, I was looking at the swans, because there was a whole pile of swans and all the things, and he put his arm around me, and he's holding me tightly, and he finishes his cigarette, and we're talking about the event, the things that they had, which was, it like cost millions to build, and it was only open for like 2 years, and it was some type of museum like thing at the end, and nobody really went to it, but they wasted all that money on it, and the only way to get to it was via the bridge, which they cut a bit out so you couldn't get across. And then he's going, everything all right? So I turned to tell him that, yeah, oh yeah, that's, everything's fine. And he kisses me in public. He kisses me on the lips with people going by, and I don't care. I didn't. That's why I have no lipstick on. He ended up with my lipstick on him. And it wasn't just a tiny little kiss; it was quite a long kiss. And he's going, and we're just sort of, I'm fine. There is zero reaction from me for him kissing me, none at all. Other than that, I didn't pull away or stop him anyway. So he's going, okay, I said, which way do you want to go? That way or that way back to the car? So my phone is playing silly buggers with its targeting system. So he said, well, continue on. So we continue on, and he's still complaining about how far is, we're walking miles. I said, we're not walking miles, be quiet. So we come past there's an ice cream van there. Shall we get an ice cream? No, look at the size of the queue. I'm going, we don't need anything more. Oh, okay, I'm just asking, you can have one if you want one. I'm going, no, it's all right. So he was trying to get me ice cream, like we passed two other places that did ice cream on the way down, and he wanted to get me. I'm going, no, it's all right. He even wanted to get me a pudding and with a spoon. And I said, no, the food is quite enough, which it was. I wasn't hungry after that. So we continued to the seafront, and we sat on the little pier jetty wall bit, and he once again put his arms around me, and he's holding me, and I'm just letting him, and he's just talking, and he gets his phone out and he takes some pictures of us together, which I didn't do. I have no idea why I didn't. Probably because he was and there wasn't any time. So we sat, and he kissed me again with everyone around. And it is just so different that you have so many people who saying, I don't want to kiss you without, I don't want to hold your hand. And yeah, he was just so fine. When I said to him right back at the start, why put your phone away and hold my hand instead? That wasn't any hesitation on doing that. And after that, he held my hand all the time. So we sat there for about 10-15 minutes. Then I said, we're going to what? He wanted to get a taxi back. I'm going, don't be silly. It isn't that far. We just walk slowly. There's plenty of time. So we walked back, and we got back to the car area, and he still needed his trousers for the funeral that he was going to. And I'm going to put what I had, which I'd carried all the way to the and back. So I'm going to drop this off in the car. And he's going, right, I'll be beside Asda and that lot. I'm going, okay. Then I realised that the amount of time that we'd been away from the time when I arrived, and that we were still going to have more time. And the car park only has a certain length of time before you get fined if you stay in it. So I got back to the car and put in and realised that, and going, I can't leave the car here for too much more longer. So I moved the car, and I had to move it into the next car park, and then I had to walk back. And I texted them saying, I had to move the car. I won't be long. Just in case you thought I'd left and drove off. But no. So we got back. We went in, and he still said all the shops were a mile away. And I'm going, no, they're not. I said, why don't we just go into Primark? I said, they've probably got some trousers. £14 for a pair of trousers. And he just got them. But then something happened. He had his phone in his hand, and he put it down on the checkout counter beside in thing. And when he finished paying and getting everything, he forgot to pick his phone back up. And I didn't realise that he hadn't picked it back up, because I had got the trousers and I was putting them in a bag, so I wasn't looking. I assumed he picked it up. So I knew where it was. He had put it on the counter beside the checkout. So it wasn't visible by the cashier when he... And we went, I said, that's all we want, isn't it? I said, you don't want anything else. So we walked back to the car, and he offered to buy me food in Iceland to bring back. I'm going, no, it's all right. I've got some stuff. That's fine. He constantly offered to buy me things, which was amazing. But so we got back to the car, and he was going to leave me at that thing, and I'm going, no, where do you live? I'll drop you off. And he's going, okay. So it was actually the road I was taking to come back was the road that I needed to go on to take him back home. It was like 2 minutes off the road I was going to use to where he was. So I took him home, and then when he got out of the car, he's gone, are you going to come in and have coffee or something? I'm going, okay. So I got out, and then he was going on, I don't know where I've put my phone. And I'm going, really? I'm going, you sure didn't put it in the bag? So we got to his, and we went in, and he checked up. He's going, I've put it down somewhere. I don't know where it is. I have no idea where it is. And I'm going, I know where it is. I said, it's a Primark. I said, you had it in your hand at the checkout and you put it down. And he's going, oh, well, I've lost it. I'm never getting that back again. And he was, really upset about that. I said, I'll go back and see if they've got it. I said, he's going, no, I'll get a taxi. I'll go along and I'll, I'm going, no, I'll just drive along. It won't take long. So I went out and I drove to Primark and I went to the cashiers and said, we left a phone behind not that long ago. It was right here. And the man knew exactly which phone it was. But you had to go and get the manager and they turned up, and then the person had got the phone from the lost property bit. And I said, and they were trying to get me to describe it because it wasn't my phone, it was his phone. So I'm going, well, I've got the number for it. And I said, I can ring it. And there's pictures on the phone of me on it. And it was left there just that long ago. And we're going, yeah. And they were going, well, you're not actually the owner. I said, I do realize that. I said, but he's really irate and upset and that lot. And I eventually got enough things that she was satisfied that she wasn't giving the phone to someone who didn't think, since I phoned it, and them standing there going, my phone, ringing his. And I said, there's pictures on. If you want to have a look, the phone isn't locked. He told me it isn't locked. So we just so she just decided, yeah, fine, I was the person with them, and I said, you can ask the staff that I was with them, so therefore. And she said, yeah, you just need to sign this. Okay, no problem. You do seem that you've got that's quite enough to say that. So I went back and I turned back up at the flat, and he's going, was it there? Did you get it? And I went, you mean this? And he was so relieved. So looking at the time again, we've already done 12 minutes. And this adventure isn't over yet. So with that, I'm at his with his phone. Part 3, I guess. So see you in a moment for part 3. Yes, this is very long. And you'll find out why in part 3. Meow. Next time.